My mother was the Queen for a very long time. And although you kind of know that this might happen, you don't really think about it very much.
A deep sense of gratitude for the more than 70 years served the people of so many nations.
They recognize those people whose commitment has been constant, and they know that those standards are not changing.
The British royal family is known for its unending drama, and the tension between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla is no exception. It is widely known that the two royals are sworn enemies in Buckingham Palace. Their feud has gone on for years, but it seems to have gotten to a breaking point. This breaking point revolves around Anne getting kicked out of the royal family by Camilla. What really happened, and what has worsened this ongoing conflict? Join us as we look into how Princess Anne was kicked out of the royal family and what Queen Camilla did. The crack that broke the wall of Anne and Camilla's relationship. Princess Anne has always had a place in the royal family, and everyone knows her for her respected and unwavering opinions. As the second child and only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, her words are not taken lightly. Although she is not in line for the throne, at 74 years old, she has lived the royal life long enough to offer well-founded information, and her thoughts about Queen Camilla's reign are anything but dismissible. The Princess Royal is still a loyal supporter of King Charles since his rise to the throne, taking on numerous royal engagements by his side. But even with her dedication, it seems her existence as a royal is seriously threatened by her arch-enemy, Queen Camilla. This is so serious that it is believed that Queen Camilla has finally succeeded in kicking Anne out of Buckingham Palace. Was it because of the circumstances surrounding Queen Camilla's journey to the throne? Or is there an unspoken conflict between them? What comes next will leave you speechless. It all started at a key royal event when Princess Anne's behavior drew attention and increased speculation about her relationship with Queen Camilla. During a service at Westminster Abbey, Camilla welcomed senior royals as they arrived. The Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh kept to tradition, greeting her with a kiss on each cheek and adding a bow and curtsy. Princess Anne, however, did not fully follow these customs. Instead, she exchanged only a kiss with Camilla before walking away, skipping the expected curtsy. According to royal rules, members with an HRH title are meant to bow or curtsy to a monarch and their spouse. Anne's choice not to do so during the Commonwealth Day service was noticeable. While King Charles III's leadership has brought a more relaxed approach to royal practices, this moment stood out. Camilla then turned to talk to someone else, moving past the brief, slightly awkward encounter. Prince William was present at the event, while Princess Kate had a private commitment that kept her away. Rumors have long suggested that Princess Anne and Queen Camilla have not always had a warm relationship. Reports indicate that their interactions have had moments of strain over the years. It was said that when they first became acquainted, Camilla found Anne's straightforward nature challenging to manage. The tension was not just subtle. Anne had reportedly expressed her disapproval at times. This made matters even harder for Camilla, who had already faced public criticism and skepticism. When the idea of Camilla becoming queen consort came up, many, including Anne, were reportedly doubtful and had strong conviction that Camilla would never truly be a queen. This might seem harsh, but coming from someone like Princess Anne, who has spent over 70 years immersed in royal life, it held weight. There are many reasons behind Princess Anne's skepticism about Camilla, including the royal family's untold secrets. A big part of it stems from Camilla's unconventional past. Before marrying King Charles, she was divorced with 2 adult children from her previous marriage to Andrew Parker Bowles. This history raised questions about her place in the royal family, with some, including Anne, unsure about Camilla's role as queen. What makes it even more complicated is that Princess Anne was romantically linked to Andrew Parker Bowles in the 1970s, but royal rules and the Church of England's strict views prevented them from marrying. Seeing Camilla, once married to Andrew, become queen might have sparked some frustration for Anne, who was never able to reach that position. In an interesting turn, sources close to the palace have come out to say Camilla might just have defeated Anne in this palace tussle. They claim the former has succeeded in kicking the latter out of Buckingham Palace and has consequently excused her enemy from participating in palace governance. What could have led to this conclusion? You are about to get thrilled by these shocking details. Princess Anne, relieved of royal duties. Recently, there's been some royal drama surrounding Princess Anne, with rumors swirling that she might be stepping back from royal duties. While Buckingham Palace hasn't officially confirmed anything, actions seem to speak louder than words. Following the minor head injury Princess Anne suffered on June 23, 2024.
Princess Anne is in hospital with concussion tonight after apparently being injured by a horse while walking on her estate in Gloucestershire yesterday.
She seems to have taken a break from visiting Buckingham Palace and taking up official royal duties. This absence is so surprising because for years, the Princess Royal has been known for racking up the largest number of official engagements. In 2023, the court circular showed her attending 457 separate events on behalf of the palace. But this show of power and duty has shockingly stopped. Princess Anne was unable to attend several major events throughout 2024, including those involving the Emperor and Empress of Japan, who made a 3-day state visit to the UK. In fact, Anne's royal tour had been set to include a visit to the Newfoundland National War Memorial for a July 1st service honoring its centenary, and just in the last minutes to the event, words came out that the princess would not attend. She also missed Princess Kate Carroll's consort last December, an event she had never missed in previous years. While it seems like a simple health matter, the timing of Princess Anne's absence has definitely sparked some questions. Is it just a temporary rest? Or is something more happening behind closed doors? Only time will tell, but some people are of the opinion that Queen Camilla should be given some grace, and people should cut her some slack, as she is unconnected to Anne's absence. They claim health-related absences like Anne's are not new in Buckingham Palace. We learned that even Princess Kate had recently taken a step back from her royal duties due to health concerns. Earlier in 2024, Kate was diagnosed with cancer.
Princess Catherine has now revealed her personal health battle and why she kept it secret. The Princess of Wales releasing a video a short time ago sharing she is being treated for cancer.
It started when she discovered her cancer during a planned abdominal surgery, which led to her undergoing chemotherapy to prevent a recurrence. Fast forward to June, she was able to make her first public appearance since her health struggles at the Trooping the Color event. By September, she shared the good news that her treatment was complete and she was officially cancer-free.
Princess of Wales has revealed she is in remission from cancer.
In a heartfelt message, Kate spoke about the tough journey her family had gone through. She thought about the changes cancer brought to her life, the vulnerability it exposed her to, and the new perspective it gave her. Despite the challenges, she expressed gratitude for the simple things in life, like love, and mentioned that her focus is now on staying healthy and continuing her recovery. Though she's still in the process of healing, Kate looks forward to returning to her royal duties and engaging in public events again soon, with a renewed sense of hope and appreciation for life. Many believe that this story is similar to Princess Anne's story. The palace had previously announced that Kate would only return to palace duties once her doctors gave her the all-clear, as she needed time and space to recover. So it is safe to assume that Princess Anne would also return to her royal duties when her health issues are done. However, even with this information, many still believe that this is all part of a game plan designed by Queen Camilla to kick Anne out of the palace completely. But now, the question arises, what made Queen Camilla and Anne sworn enemies in the first place? Why is there so much fuss about the two's relationship? Was it because of how Camilla entered the royal family in the first place? Well, let's look into that now. It's time for some royal gist. Anne and Camilla's relationship timeline. Let's take a step back and understand how it all started. Why did tension exist between the princess and the queen? And how did Camilla become part of the royal family? Well, in 2005, Prince Charles, who would later become King Charles III, finally married his longtime love, Camilla Parker Bowles. Their marriage wasn't just a normal wedding, it was the final chapter in a love story that had lasted over 50 years, and it had caused quite a stir in England, across the world, and even with Queen Elizabeth II herself. After facing divorces, the heartbreaking loss of Princess Diana, and intense public judgment,
the world is in shock. Diana, Princess of Wales, is dead, and Britain is in mourning. The 36-year-old princess was killed in a high-speed car chase in Paris early Sunday morning Australian time.
Charles and Camilla emerged stronger than ever, ready to lead the royal family into the future. Their journey proves that even for royals, sometimes there is a fairy tale ending, but it wasn't always easy. Charles and Camilla actually met back in the summer of 1970. And guess who played matchmaker? Princess Anne. The young Camilla Shand, a fun-loving 24-year-old, met 22-year-old Prince Charles at a polo match at Great Windsor Park. Legend says that Camilla joked with him, mentioning how her great-grandmother had been the mistress of his great-great-grandfather. For Charles, it was love at first sight, and they quickly became a couple. He later described their time together as blissful, peaceful, and full of happiness, but circumstances pulled them apart, and they eventually broke up. Was it just the natural end of their love story, or was there more to it? Let's find out. Fast forward to July 29, 1981, Prince Charles ditched love on the altar of reputation and duty when he married Lady Diana Spencer before a television audience of 750 million people. But according to Princess Diana, the wedding festivities were dampened when, days before the nuptials, she discovered a gift Prince Charles had made for Camilla. It was a gold bracelet, with a charm engraved with the letters F and G, which stood for Fred and Gladys, Prince Charles and Camilla's pet names for each other. In 1989, Princess Diana had one of her bravest moments when she confronted Camilla at a birthday party about the affair. Diana boldly told Camilla she knew about the secret relationship with Charles. Camilla, without missing a beat, pointed out how Diana had everything: beauty, charm, and children, questioning what more she could possibly want. Diana's answer was simple and direct. She just wanted her husband back. This is where Princess Anne comes in. Although she introduced Charles and Camilla, she believed she owed a great deal of loyalty to Princess Diana, who she was close to. She has been unhappy with the Charles and Camilla relationship dynamics since the days they were dating till they got married. To Anne, Camilla's marriage with Prince Charles, now King Charles III, complicates matters. Their affair, which began while both were still married to their respective spouses, was a source of scandal and controversy. She believed it was a stain to the white of royalty. The public's perception of Camilla is largely negative, and she was often blamed for the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. Over the years, Camilla has had to work hard to rehabilitate her image and gain acceptance within the royal family and the public. But Anne won't have it. Who is Princess Anne? Princess Anne, the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, is a prominent member of the British royal family. Born on August 15, 1950, she is known for her strong character and dedication to public service. Anne has carved out a significant role for herself within the royal family, often described as hard-working and down-to-earth. Her commitment to her royal duties and charitable work has earned her a reputation that resonates with the public. Educated at Benenden School in Kent, Princess Anne's formative years prepared her for a life of service. She has actively engaged in over 300 organizations, championing causes related to health, education, and sport. Notably, she is an accomplished equestrian, having competed in the Olympic Games in 1976. This athletic background illustrates her determination and competitive spirit, traits that have defined her approach to royal duties, and it doesn't stop there. Princess Anne's role extends beyond ceremonial duties. She takes on major responsibilities on behalf of the Queen. As a member of the royal family, she often represents the monarchy at state occasions and public events, fostering connections between the royal institution and the British public. Her approach is characterized by sincerity and a desire to promote goodwill, setting her apart from other members of the royal family. In addition to her royal engagements, Princess Anne is known for her forthrightness. She has not shied away from discussing the challenges and responsibilities that come with her title, often advocating for more active engagement with the public. And this is where things get really interesting. How qualified is she to act as queen? Princess Anne possesses a wealth of experience and qualifications that position her as a potential acting queen for her brother, King Charles III. Her deep-rooted understanding of royal protocol and governance stems from her extensive involvement in the royal family's operations. Having been a part of the monarchy her entire life, she is well acquainted with the complexities and responsibilities that accompany royal duties. Anne's education and upbringing in a royal household have equipped her with a unique perspective on leadership and public service. She has witnessed firsthand the challenges faced by her parents and other family members, including the intricacies of statecraft and diplomacy. This background gives her a nuanced understanding of the role, making her a strong candidate to assume duties on behalf of the king when necessary. Also, Princess Anne's active participation in numerous charitable organizations reflects her commitment to serving the public. She has demonstrated a keen ability to address social issues, from mental health awareness to children's welfare, which aligns with the royal family's mission to contribute positively to society. Her hands-on approach and willingness to engage with the public have solidified her reputation as a capable and approachable figure within the monarchy. In addition to her public service, Anne's work ethic and tenacity set her apart. She has consistently prioritized her royal responsibilities, often juggling multiple engagements while maintaining a strong presence in the charitable sector. This dedication not only underscores her capability, but also her readiness to step into a more prominent role if required. As King Charles III navigates his reign, having a sister with such qualifications ready to support him is something that could enhance the stability and continuity of the monarchy. But what about Camilla? Why Camilla shouldn't remain as Queen Consort? The position of Queen Consort is a role defined by marriage to the king, rather than by appointment or inheritance. Camilla became Queen Consort automatically upon Charles's accession to the throne, following Queen Elizabeth II's explicit wish expressed during her Platinum Jubilee. The role traditionally involves supporting the monarch in their duties, undertaking royal engagements, and serving as patron of various charities. While Camilla has taken on the role with grace and dignity, there are several arguments against her continued title as Queen Consort. First, her past as the Duchess of Cornwall, especially her involvement with King Charles during his marriage to the late Princess Diana, has sparked controversy that lingers to this day. Many royal watchers believe that the history surrounding their relationship undermines her position and continues to evoke mixed sentiments among the public. Also, Camilla's approach to her role has been scrutinized. Critics argue that she has not fully embraced the traditional expectations of a queen consort, particularly in representing the monarchy at ceremonial events. While she has participated in numerous engagements, her less prominent public profile compared to other royal family members raises questions about her commitment to the role. This perception could diminish the stature of the title and the monarchy itself. To add to all of this, the public sentiment toward Camilla remains split. Many members of the public and royal commentators express that her past actions make her an inappropriate figure to hold the title of Queen Consort. The enduring legacy of Princess Diana still looms large, and for some, the association of Camilla with the end of that marriage continues to tarnish her reputation. This ongoing discussion contributes to the argument that she may not be the best representative for the royal family in such a high-profile position. Once she became the Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla faced criticism for her attempts to reshape her public image. Despite her charitable work and royal duties, public sentiment remained divided. Events such as the high-profile wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton further highlighted the stark contrast between Camilla and the more universally admired members of the royal family. In public appearances, she often appeared more reserved, which contributed to perceptions of her as an outsider rather than an integral part of the royal family. Even as Queen Consort, her role has not been free from further controversy. There have been moments of misstep that have generated negative headlines. For instance, her comments during public engagements occasionally drew ire, perceived as lacking sensitivity to the issues faced by ordinary citizens. Such incidents reinforce the view that she sometimes struggles to connect with the public at large, despite her efforts to engage in various charitable initiatives. Finally, there are concerns that the title of Queen Consort should embody ideals of compassion, loyalty, and integrity. Critics argue that Camilla's past raises doubts about her alignment with these values. As the royal family seeks to modernize and connect with the public, the choice of title holder becomes crucial in maintaining the monarchy's relevance and reputation. But there are obstacles to making any changes. Why it would be difficult to switch Camilla out. Under British constitutional law, the role of regent or councillor of state is strictly governed by the Regency Acts. The current succession law follows the rule of allowing only the eldest legitimate son to inherit the estate for those born before 2011. This is why Princess Anne is currently 16th in line to the throne, despite being the second-born child. The councillors of state, who can carry out constitutional duties when the monarch is abroad or unwell, are appointed based on specific legal criteria rather than personal qualification or experience. The role of Queen Consort is specifically tied to marriage to the king, and there is no constitutional provision for this role to be reassigned to another family member. This position is distinct from a queen regnant like Elizabeth II, who rules in her own right. The Queen Consort has no constitutional power to make state decisions or act as regent unless specifically appointed under the Regency Acts. Historically also, the title of Queen Consort has seen instances where the status of an individual has changed due to various circumstances. Notably, in the late 20th century, the case of Queen Mary of Teck and Queen Elizabeth II illustrated how the role can evolve based on the monarchy's needs. When King George V passed away, Queen Mary continued to exert influence and support during the reign of her son, King Edward VIII, before he abdicated in 1936. However, the most notable example of a queen consort being superseded involves Queen Victoria. Upon the death of her husband, Prince Albert, she withdrew from public life for an extended period, which led to discussions about the future role of a queen consort in the monarchy. After her prolonged mourning, Queen Victoria gradually returned to public engagements, but never fully resumed the same level of public prominence that had characterized her earlier reign. This period marked a shift in how queen consorts were perceived, emphasizing the importance of public engagement and visibility. Another significant instance occurred with Queen Alexandra, the consort of King Edward VII. Following her husband's death in 1910, Alexandra took on a more subdued role. She focused on charity work, but did not attempt to overshadow her son, King George V, or his wife, Queen Mary. Their collaborative approach to royal duties established a new precedent, demonstrating that the role of a queen consort could evolve in response to changing societal expectations and the dynamics of the royal family. Still, when it comes down to it, changes to the position would all eyes are coming to rest on the British royal family, as shocking rumors are starting to spread throughout the world.
The conspiracy theories are off the charts crazy.
There was a wild rumor last night that the palace was about to put out some big statement.
It was.
Here's the anatomy of this rumor. Online frenzy reached a fever pitch that the BBC had been put on alert. A royal announcement is coming.
What could it be?
Is this about Kate? Is this about Charles?
This morning, it was the #1 trending topic on Twitter.
Fact of the matter is that CBS News has not heard anything. BBC News, our partner here in the United Kingdom, has not heard anything as well.
When the British royal family makes an announcement, it's usually about a national issue. Rarely they do announce details of their private lives, except for marriages and the birth of new royals.
Joyful news from Buckingham Palace. The birth of His Royal Highness the Baby Prince. Honouring the first child born to a British reigning sovereign for over 100 years, a royal salute is fired in Hyde Park.
So, it came as a shocker to the world when they made a very big and personal announcement. The announcement had fear-reaching implications for not just the UK, but the world at large. What is this announcement? And why is it such a big deal? Join us as we reveal the biggest announcement of 2024 that the royal family just made. The announcement about the monarch's failing health.
We've received breaking news from Buckingham Palace, which has announced that the King has been diagnosed with cancer.
A big announcement about King Charles's health was made public by the royal family this year, which took many people by surprise. Buckingham Palace announced that King Charles was going to get treatment for an enlarged prostate. Even though thousands of men go through this process every year, the news felt different because it involved the king. The public was informed by the palace that the condition was harmless and not life-threatening. But because there weren't many details, People were left guessing and worried about the king's health. The palace didn't just send out another regular message about the king's health. This showed how serious the situation was, especially since it was announced that Charles would be taking time off from public tasks to focus on getting better. Considering how busy he had been since becoming king, this was especially shocking. But that's not all. Looking back at how private the royal family is about personal matters,
Prince William just gave a rare update about his wife's health. He said Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is doing well as she undergoes cancer treatment.
the choice to tell the world about this was probably not made without much thought. But everyone knew that as king, his health wasn't just his own business. It was something that the whole country would be concerned about. It's important to remember that this wasn't the first time the public had heard that someone in the royal family was sick. Kate Middleton was having surgery on her stomach right at the same time as King Charles's news. The fact that two well-known members of the royal family were getting medical care at the same time made people even more worried. It wasn't long before the media started talking about the line of succession and how it might affect the royal tasks. People were interested in what this might mean for the future of the government. As the days went by, a second shocking news came out. King Charles had been diagnosed with cancer. The palace didn't say what kind of cancer he had, but it was clear that this was found while he was getting treatment for his prostate. A lot of people around the world were moved by this news, both because of how serious the diagnosis was and because it showed that even the most powerful people can face problems in their lives. The king's medical staff stepped in quickly, and the palace told the public that he was getting regular care. Even though the royal family didn't say much about the treatments, they did say that the king would be spending even more time away from the public to focus on his health. This was a very important time for the government. People had always seen King Charles as a leader and a source of stability, but he was now going through a personal fight.
While meeting with community members outside of the town hall, Charles is asked about his health as he continues to undergo cancer treatment and replies, quote, "I'm not too bad."
Many people thought that his choice to make this health problem public was an attempt to stop wild speculation. It helped people understand how serious things were without having to spread lies. The palace also said that Charles would keep working behind the scenes on state business and official paperwork, even though his health had taken a turn for the worse. During the weeks after the news came out, the king was not seen by many people. Instead, other members of the royal family filled in for him. In particular, Prince William felt like he had to take on more duties while his father was away. The king and Kate Middleton were both recovering, which put the royal family in an odd position. They had to balance their own health problems with the normal duties of public service. The country was waiting for more information because they didn't know what would happen next. One of the most heartwarming things about this time was how the king dealt with his illness. He stayed connected to the people of the UK, even though he wasn't at any public events. In an audio message that was sent out before Easter, Charles said that he was sorry he couldn't be at some royal events in person. His words showed a sense of duty, even when things were hard for him. That moment hit home for a lot of people who have been through similar problems and still feel the pull of their duties. The monarch's readiness to be open about his illness helped build a stronger bond with his people by showing them that, in many ways, he was just like them. It was clear that King Charles was still healing, but he had every plan to go back to public life. Charles went to a smaller Easter Sunday service with Queen Camilla. It was his first public appearance since being told he had cancer.
You didn't believe she was dead?
For a long time. I just refused to accept that she was gone. Part of, she would never do this to us, but also part of, maybe this is all part of a plan. Quite a severe head injury, but she was very much still alive on the back seat. And those people that caused the accident, instead of helping, were taking photographs of her dying on the back seat. And then those photographs made their way back to news desks in this country.
Princess Diana, the people's princess, stepped into the royal spotlight with her marriage to Prince Charles.
ostensibly no, but given the fact that the Princess of Wales believes that Prince Charles's friendship with another woman, Camilla Parker Bowles, has cast a long shadow over that marriage, must be considered when you look at the failure of this 11-year union.
Despite her doubts about the hasty proposal, she saw it as a way to escape her troubled family. But the royal life was anything but a fairy tale. Her marriage to Charles brought to light many secrets, and she faced unkind treatment from the royal family. Distraught by infidelity and cruelty, Diana sought revenge, only to tragically die in a car crash in 1997. Now, decades later, her son is revealing secrets about Charles. Why is he breaking his silence? Princess Diana's marriage to the royal family and the controversies that trailed her life after brought her to the limelight. But she had quite an eventful life, even before then. Let's delve into when and how it all started. Diana was born on the 1st of July, 1961, to Edward John Spencer, the Viscount Althorp, and Frances Ruth Burke Roche, who later became known as the Honorable Frances Shand Kidd. She was born as Diana Frances Spencer, and later became Lady Diana Spencer in 1975.
Above all, we give thanks for the life of a woman. I'm so proud to be able to call my sister. The unique, the complex, the extraordinary and irreplaceable Diana, whose beauty, both internal and external, will never be extinguished from our minds.
After her father inherited the Earl Spencer title, her connection to the royal family is evident in her place of birth. Princess Diana was born at Park House, a home that her parents rented on Queen Elizabeth II's estate in Sandringham, England.
The former home of Elizabeth's head gardener on her Sandringham estate can be rented for about $400 a night next February for a minimum of 3 nights.
The royal family frequently holidayed at the neighboring Sandringham House.
London. Queen Mary left Marlborough House for Sandringham, where the royal Christmas was to be spent as a family party.
And Diana played with Princes Andrew and Edward. With such a noble background, how did Diana's early life lead to her eventual fate and controversial life? Get ready for the most epic moment of the video. Diana was the youngest daughter of her parents, and she had 2 older sisters, Jane Fellows and Sarah McCorquodale, and a younger brother, Charles Spencer, 9th Earl Spencer. She had another brother, John, but he died in infancy a year before Diana was born.
From her mother's devastating loss of a baby boy,
she was never allowed to hold her first son.
Both of her grandmothers, Cynthia Spencer and Ruth Roche, were ladies-in-waiting to Queen Mother Elizabeth. After losing John, her parents were hoping for another boy to carry on the family line, and so they didn't choose a name for a week after her birth until they settled on Diana Frances after her mother and Lady Diana Spencer, a great-aunt who was also a prospective Princess of Wales as a potential bride for Frederick, Prince of Wales. Diana was also nicknamed Dooch within the family because of her duchess-like attitude in childhood. On August 30th, 1961, Diana was baptized at St. Mary Magdalene Church, Sandringham. Despite her birth as the 3rd child and 4th born of the family, her parents still wanted a male to be their heir, and this really put a strain on their marriage, especially after Lady Althorp was sent to Harley Street clinics in London to determine the cause of her inability to produce a male heir. Her younger brother Charles would later describe this sole event as humiliating and a dreadful time for his parents. It was in fact probable that this was the root cause of their divorce.
Paul Workman now on the world's most famous couple, heading for the world's most famous divorce.
Diana was 7 years old when her parents divorced, and her mother went on to marry Peter Shand Kidd in 1969. Diana still lived with her mother in London immediately after her parents' separation in 1967. But after going on holiday to her father's home during the Christmas holiday that same year, her father, Lord Althorp, refused to let his daughter return to London. What do you think about Anne being kicked out of the royal family? Do you think Camilla made the right choice? We'd love you to share your opinion in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channels. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.